Hi, everybody. We are going to get started in about 5 minutes. Going to get a few more people a chance to join. So thank you so much for being here early. We'll get started in about 5 minutes. All right, everybody. 3 more minutes. It's like to cut off my music when people join. I know you guys are loving my dance.
I'll let people in, so your music won't be interrupted.
All right, in about 2 minutes, we'll get started. Thank you, everybody. We still have a few people joining. All right. Hello, hello. My name is Meredith Officer, and I am the 5th grade counselor at H.G. Hill Middle School. We are so glad that you are here. We have been planning this for a little while, and usually we would have you come to our school building and we would have you tour and kind of do a showcase for you, but we're going to try to have that same experience just virtually. So we are happy. We know you took time out of your days and nights and to be back on the computer. So we're so happy that you're here. So before we get started, we want to see who's with us tonight. We know a lot of you guys have been saying hi in the chat, but I'm going to say your school's name, and I just want you to unmute for a second and give a little cheer when we say your school's name so we can see who's on here with us tonight. So if you go to Gower Elementary, can you go and say hi? If you're from Gower, you can unmute and say hi. Give us a cheer. You're from Gower.
Hi. 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 Hi.
Elevators.
Okay. Hi, guys. Sounds like we've got a good amount of people from Gower. If you are from Charlotte Park Elementary, unmute and say hi or give us a cheer.
Hi. 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 Hi.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, and then our Robert Churchwell friends did invite you, even though you might be able to stay at Robert Churchwell for 5th grade next year. But if we have anybody from Robert Churchwell on here, go ahead and unmute and give us a cheer or a hi. Anybody? Maybe we'll have some people join us. Okay, so what we're going to do tonight is just tell you a little bit about the heart of our school. We really believe in the whole child model, holistic, incorporating our social emotional learning into academics and really caring about the whole student. And so what we're going to do is we're going to first start with a promo video that's going to just show you a good look into what it looks like to be an HD Hill student and some of our activities that we have, and you're going to hear from some current students of different things they like about HD Hill. And so yeah, we're going to kick off our night that way. I want to give a shout out to Miss Long at Charlotte Park and Miss Harris and Miss Stoner at Gower and Miss Fleming at Robert Churchwell for helping spread the news. All of the counselors work together, and it's great to have you. And I want to give my co-counselor, Miss Davis, she works with 7th and 8th graders. She's really helping me out on the backside tonight, so we thank her. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second and show you guys our promo video. Okay. Thank you for your patience, and we will get to that.
My name is Cortland, and I am a 7th grader here at HD Hill. I'm also a member of the ISL team, which I joined so that I could make a difference in our school and have my voice heard. My favorite part about HD Hill is probably the extracurricular activities. They have sports. Once you're in 6th grade, you can join some sports teams. There's band or choir, which you can join whenever. You can join rock band, which is probably one of my favorite classes once you're in 7th grade. You can join Battle of the Books. You can do a play. Like, there's just so many different options to do, so many things to try. There's definitely something for everyone. And I'm so excited to see the next generation of Panthers next year. Bye, friends.
name is Alexander. I go to school here at HG Hill. I'm in 8th grade. HG Hill is the best school here at Metro National Public Schools because HG Hill is a new, thoughtful way how to get your new career, life, funding, and learning. HG Hill, you get to attend hobbies like band or choir, such as chore, such as you joining clubs.
Got a fire within. Once you find the center, you are sure to win. But that's not you haven't got somehow I'm coming out of you.
Hi, I'm Paisley. Just wanted to tell you about choir. This is a really fun class. Miss Brantley is truly an amazing teacher. When you go to HG Hill next year, check it out.
Everybody's coming home from varsity days. Last night there was dinner all alone.
We are both new to HGL.
I'm in 5th grade.
I'm in 7th grade, but I switched schools from the previous year, and the teachers have been really welcoming.
Yeah, I love the teachers here at HG Hill.
Hello, I'm Elliot Brooks at HG Hill Middle School. I'm a part of the ISL team here. I joined the ISL team hoping to try and help my community and get to know more about the HG Hill community.
For me, for why I joined the ISL team is because for teachers and students, I want them to know my experience of how helping other students and other teachers in school virtually is a thing I like to do.
Hi everyone, I'm Terry. I'm in 6th grade. I am a team called ISL Team, which is how you guys are seeing me right now. And I joined ISL Team because I like having my voice to be heard. And if you want to join, I think you can in 6th grade, maybe not 5th grade. And my favorite thing about HG Hill is that all the teachers are very appreciative. And if you need anything, you can ask them.
Anthony Kennedy. I'm an 8th grade ambassador. The elementary school I went to was Robert Churchwell. A couple of things that's good about HG Hill is this part of your life. You can play sports, you can take a band, and you can also do choir. The teachers at HG Hill are very nice and understandable. I hope you have a good year at HG Hill.
Hello, my name is Bailey. I'm an 8th grade ambassador. I went to Gower for elementary school. Some things I like about HG Hill is the events. They're really fun. And welcome to HG.
I'm an 8th grade ambassador. I attend East End Preparatory for elementary school. I want to welcome all the new incomers to HG Hill. One thing I love about HG Hill is that I could depend on my teachers or counselors to support me or to help me, whether that's in or out of school.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. That is just kind of a quick 10 minutes of a lot of the stuff that we get to do at HG Hill. So now we're going to do just a quick presentation. You're going to hear from a few different staff members from HG Hill. I'm going to get my co-counselor, she'll start sharing our presentation. And some people were asking in the chat, we're going to have time at the end for questions.
What? She's going to? Lucy's going to?
We are good. Thank you. We're going to make sure we're all muted so we can all hear each other. And then we are going to have a time at the end to ask questions. We have a whole panel that will be able to answer any question you can think of. So be thinking of questions as we go. And I'm just waiting for Ms. Davis to share her screen and we will start. Awesome. Okay, so first we are going to hear from Dr. Carrie Jones about the heart of HG Hill. I'm so sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background. Okay. Ms. Davis, if you want to go ahead and press full screen on that, that would be awesome. Thank you so much.
I had presented this before, and it really goes great. So, welcome to everyone. I had presented this before, and it really goes back to the heart of Hill and who we are. And when 4 years, this is our 4th year as the administrative team, and we branded that we're climbing with Hill, which means to climbing with heart, and really looking at the have a growth mindset, especially in this space. That even if we're virtual, how can we be successful and be our best? One thing to be socially and emotionally aware. We have a team which includes many people. It includes our academic coaches, our school counselors, our social worker, the admin team. We have a dean of students this year. We all look at students who have given us information when we call them, and they are telling us some of their needs. And what we're seeing with even as adults, stress is just really big right now. And how to manage stress. It will just be a little bit of us giving you information, and then it will be truly time for you to ask questions, to just be able to connect, or let us know some challenges you're having.
Okay, I can see in the chat some of you guys were having a hard time hearing, so I hope if you want to just let me know in the chat if you can hear my voice, that'll be awesome. I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Northington, who's one of our assistant principals, and she is actually our 5th grade principal, so she is going to go ahead and start, and I'll take it your way.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Northington, and I'm the 5th grade principal. So happy that you're here today and looking forward to seeing you all in the fall. I would say next year, but in the fall for H.D. Hill Middle School. And I want to just talk about our community at a glance. Currently, we have 638 students. You can see our ethnicity breakdown. Basically, we have 0.16 American Indian and Native Alaskan Natives. We have 6.2% of Asian students, Black or African American, 26.96%, Latino and Hispanic, 29%, Native Hawaiian and Island Pacific Islander, 0.16%, and white, 37.46%. The ED are economically disadvantaged. We have 34.95%. And we have 19 languages representative at H.D. Hill Middle School. So we're a very diverse student population and body. And our diversity also shows in our staff. We have male, female, we have African American, we have Asian. We have quite a few people represented in our staff at H.D. Hill Middle School and our student population. So for 5th grade, I know that this is going to be something different when you come to H.D. Hill Middle School. You may have not have had a locker this year, but next year you come and your upcoming 5th graders, you will be required to have a locker. So it's very important right now for you guys to get your combinations and start practicing. That's a skill that you're going to have to be able to work that combination. Can I have next screen, please? Okay, your academics. You're going to have, you'll be changing classes. So it's no longer you'll be in one classroom. Some elementaries have where you're changing every other class. You may have 2 teachers. At H.D. Hill Middle School, you'll be changing multiple classes. So you have different related arts teachers. You'll have math, ELA, science, and social studies. And we're going to be scheduling teams. So right now we have 9 5th grade teachers, and each of them are teams of 3. So you'll have 3 teachers, 3 main teachers who will be teaching your core math, science, ELA, and math. And then you'll have related arts teachers. You're going to have an A and a B schedule. So you may have math and science, not math. You may have PE or drama, or you may have PE and music, or you may have band. Band is year round, but once a week you get to participate in related arts or PE. We added this year, we've added a writing course where you get to have your creative writing. You get to think about the process of writing, and it's a lot of fun. 5th graders are kind of separated from the rest of the 6th through 8th graders. You have your own wing. So parents, as we're transitioning, they won't really have contact with any other students except maybe doing passing by at lunchtime maybe during related arts time, they may pass by their classes, but there's not a lot of interaction. Fifth grade has their own wing of the building, and you'll be located exactly, or you transition during and on that hallway. We have a couple of portables that are outside, as we call cottages, because we are a village and we are a home. So we have those together. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Northington.
And I want to say I'll be able to answer questions after.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And next up, we have Melinda Murphy. She's going to do a little bit deeper dive into some of our whole school academics, and she's our school literacy coach. Miss Murphy, if you are talking, you are muted.
I was so sure I wasn't going to do that. Sorry. And I really started out strong. I'm really excited to get to talk about the strong academic program that we have at H.G. Hill Middle School. We're very proud of our students and how hard they work and how much they accomplish. And tonight, I'd just like to talk to you a little bit about some of those programs. As fifth graders enter middle school, we try to make sure that they get a very strong foundation in their core subjects, and actually in all subjects, but in the math, ELA, social studies, and science, because we want them ready to be able to be a part of some of our stronger academic classes that we offer as they move through the middle school. In grades 6 through 8, we have honors classes for students. An honors class does not mean that we skip grade level work. It means that we look more deeply into that grade level work. They might be asked to do research. They might be asked to read something a little different than some other students that would give them more of a chance to have a stronger discussion or a writing piece. Students in honors classes in 6 through 8 are also encouraged to be more independent workers, not as much scaffolding by the teacher. And then also, they are expected to develop into stronger writers. And each day that they work in their groups in reading or in math, they're developing skills that will help them further down the road into high school. Now in the 8th grade, we have something very special that we offer students, and it's quite, it's a pretty hard group of lessons that you have, but it's good. They have high school credit classes, integrated math, and then they also have physical science. In high school credit classes, they do skip 8th grade science and 8th grade math. So as you can imagine, they're going to have to be very, very strong in those subjects to be able to manage that, because the grades that they get affect their high school GPA. Those classes also move them forward more quickly through high school. But if a child is ready for it, it's a great experience. So we have two options in honors and then later into credit classes. You may ask, how do we choose students? We use sort of different ways of choosing. We use MAP scores in reading and math. And we usually like to say that most children who are scoring on the 80th percentile or better are ready for an honors class. And then when they get to credit classes, a lot of times we're really expecting them to be above that 80th percentile to get into those, to do well there. And so those academics are offered after 5th grade, but it's important to know they're out there so that as you are in your 5th grade classes, you can really focus on getting your fundamentals down and deciding if you'd like to be a more independent learner. We also have a part of our day that is called personalized learning time. I'm sure you've done this in your elementary schools. You've probably called it something else, but we call it PLT. And in PLT, you might be placed into one of 3 tiers. Tier 1, where you would work on your regular grade level standards a little bit more each day, on maybe some of those standards that have been harder. We also have Tier 2 and Tier 3 for students who need some more foundational help. And so we offer some very specific and targeted instruction every single day, Monday through Friday, for 45 minutes in those classes, in both reading and in math. We also take into consideration those students who score very high on MAP, and we try to give them an advanced placement with some extra chances to do independent work on their own. I'm going to talk for just 1 minute about how we get all of these lessons together. At HG Hill, we've been blessed to have 3 coaches that can work. I work with ELA, Ms. Baker works with math, and then Rebecca Sirfas works with our social studies and science teachers. Collaborative planning is a time that we spend trying to make sure that no matter who your child's teacher is in a subject, they are getting a very consistent and a very rigorous and a very scaffolded set of lessons to help them be successful. The teachers work together so that they can make these lessons, and that it doesn't really matter who your teacher is. Your lesson will look very much the same in what you're taught. The difference might come a little bit in how the teacher presents it, but most of the time they work together on that as well. Collaborative planning is something that really does help us as we plan for those academic lessons, and we do that every week. The last thing that I'd like to talk about is our English language learner support. We have 4 very competent EL teachers who are able to support students who are just learning the language or who have become more able in our English language. And so students are sometimes in a pull-out class for language, but then other times they're in regular ELA classes and a teacher pushes in to support them to help make their learning possible in that class as well. I guess the other thing that I'd like to say about our academics is that our teachers work very, very hard to have engaging lessons. This year has been a struggle and it has been challenging, but they have risen to the challenge. And also I want to say that I get a chance to get into classes and see our students taking part in those classes, and I see strong academic lessons and children doing very strong academic work. So we're looking forward to you coming to HG Hill next year, and we will get you started as Panthers.
Thank you so much, Miss Murphy. Now we have Mr. Bankett, who is our Dean of Students, who's going to share a little bit about our related arts.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mr. Bankett. I'm Dean of Students over at HG Hill. So here at HG Hill, we have a few choices for students to be a part of as when it comes to related arts. We will send out a survey during the summertime, and you'll be able to select which one you're a part of. So we have drama, oracy, which is our writing and communication class that is being taught. Choir, band, art, PE, and then rock band. Unfortunately, 5th grade will not be able to be a part of rock band because it's only for our 7th and 8th grade. But if you stay with us at HG Hill and you get to 7th and 8th grade, you can be a part of rock band. Choir and band are a year-long program. So that means that you have to be in that actual class the whole year. So from August, all the way to May, you have to be actually in that particular class. You can pick from choir or band. If you're not in choir or band, you'll be part of the rotation, which would be our drama, art, PE, and oracy. So again, if you're in choir or band, you have to be in that particular class for the whole year. And yes, 5th graders can be a part of band or be a part of choir in the 5th grade. just a matter, again, just signing up. We'll do a survey. We usually send it out in the summertime. You'll still have like maybe the first week of school to sign up to be a part of choir or band, but you'll be not a part of the rotation. So that's one thing that we want to make sure we emphasize for band and choir, because as always asked, will I be able to go to PE? Sometimes it might happen, might not happen, just depending, but you are a part of the actual class for that whole year. And at the end, if there's more questions about the related arts, we'll be more than happy to talk about it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bankett. And something important to note about if you are in band or choir and you're hoping that you wanted to be in PE to get some playtime, in 5th and 6th grade, we do have recess. So you will be able to have some of that. So I'm going to throw it now to Miss Beth Baker, who is our numeracy coach and athletic director. She's going to share about our student activities that we offer at HD Hill.
Hi, everybody. I am Beth Baker. I am the numeracy coach and athletic director, like Miss Officer just said. And I'm so excited about you all joining us in the fall. The first thing I'm going to talk about is our sports program. We have a fantastic opportunity for student athletes to participate. The only catch is our 5th graders are not allowed to participate on the sports teams. However, we do invite you to all of the games. And 5th graders are honestly our biggest supports that we have that come to and attend our games. But we ask you to come because we want you to try out in your 6th grade year. So our fall sports are football, cheerleading, and girls soccer and volleyball. Our winter sports are boys and girls basketball and wrestling. And then our spring sports are boys and girls track and boys soccer. So we have sports year round. And again, it does start in 6th grade, but we invite all of our 5th graders to come and support our athletes and just really get a feel and see if you want to try out, because being a student athlete really benefits you outside of the classroom and inside of the classroom, because it requires you to really focus, keep your grades up so you can play. Not only do we have sports in the middle school world, we also have lots of other opportunities to develop leadership skills. The first one is our ISL restorative team. Mrs. Pope is going to speak about that right after me. Student ambassadors, those are some of the students that you saw in this video. They welcome people into our building, they give great tours, and it's just awesome to see students learning to be leaders, and not only through our ambassador program, but also our student council. And our student council works with administrators and teachers on our dances, because we do have dances in the middle school. Those are always a big favorite thing. They decorate, they decide, kind of what we want to sell in our concession stand for those. So there's lots of great, opportunities for students to participate. And Mr. Bankett was just talking about our fine arts. Guys, I cannot tell you how much I enjoy going to our fine arts programs that we put on, from choir concerts with Miss Brantley to band and rock band concerts with Mr. DeBerry and Mr. Schumann, our rock band teacher. We also have a Schumann who's a PE coach. They're 2 different people. And then our spring musicals, those are some of my favorite things to see our students really blossom. Mr. Schleimer does a fantastic job of pulling out some creative energy from students that it's breathtaking to see. So all of those are opportunities that I hope that your students will participate in, because you can, as 5th graders, participate in all of those but rock band. And then we have some before and after school programs that, again, work on leadership skills, because we believe it's very important in the middle school age, and also getting you ready for high school as you get going there. We have Diamond, ACES, and also our FCA program, and we're always looking for members of those. Several of those programs I know Miss Maggie is going to talk about in a little while, but I will be here on the end or in the chat box if you have questions for me. But I think Miss Pope is next, but I will let Miss Officer make that a formal transition there. So thanks, guys, and I look forward to meeting all of you and cheering with you guys in the stands.
Thank you so much, Ms. Baker. So I'm going to introduce you to Ms. Pope, our restorative assistant, and Jacob from Oasis. He is one of our community partners that works really closely with our school. So I'm going to let them take it away and talk about our restorative focus at HG Hill.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mrs. Pope, and I also work with Jacob Abaricio. He is the partner of Oasis, and we work with the restorative practice part. The restorative practice program is to focus on repairing relationships and restoring community. We offer a peace room at HG Hill. Hill has a dedicated space for students to come to meet and calm down and de-escalate. And we also do offer restorative practice conferences with each student as when they come in after getting de-escalated and calmed down. We also try to do restorative circles within the classroom. And in those restorative circles, in the classrooms, the teacher will communicate with the students, and they all kind of do an introduction section in the mornings. We also have the student-to-student circles. We also do family circles and can also do teacher-to-teacher. So now I will turn it over to Mr. Jacob.
Thanks, Ms. Pope. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jacob Aparicio. I work with the Oasis Center, which is a youth-serving nonprofit here in Nashville, and I collaborate with Ms. Pope and Ms. Officer and the folks over at HG Hill and some of the restorative practice work that they do. Specifically, Ms. Pope and I, we lead a student leadership team called the ISL team at HG Hill. And as you see there, under the definition of the restorative focus, restorative practice mentions, it focuses on repairing relationships and harm between people in a community. And what the ISL team does on top of kind of the retroactive repairing harm between people, we proactively really focus on building relationships and building a strong sense of community to promote positivity and to prevent conflicts between students and between adults in the future. One way we do that is using circles. So as Ms. Pope mentioned, circles is probably like the most well-known restorative practice, and restorative practices are just methods of communication to help people understand one another. And every time our ISL team, our student leadership team meets together, we open it with a circle. When it's in person, everybody sits in a circle. There's a talking piece. We pass that around, and pretty much how it goes is one person speaks at a time. They share their perspective. Everyone else actively listens. And we all work together to kind of discuss issues going on in the school as well as issues going on in the community, to talk in a collaborative conversation, but also to have a safe environment for one another. The ISL team, it's a group of students across grades, so it's a diverse group of students, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders that represent the school, and their motto is "Every voice has a choice." And our main focus is representing student voice. In that class, we learn about restorative practices, how to use restorative methods of communication to de-escalate conflicts between people, but also to build relationships with people. We discuss issues going on in the school, challenges that students are facing. We discuss challenges and issues going on in the community. A lot of talk around virtual school and COVID and the election and things like that. And our group uses a YPAR method, which a little scientific, but it stands for Youth Participatory Action Research. And really what that is we offer a space for any young person in the program to work together to really discuss challenges that students are facing at HG Hill and develop ideas and create projects to promote a positive school environment. And we really put the young people, part of the ISL team, in the driver's seat to build a stronger sense of community and really problem solve any issues that they see for young people, but also just to build relationships amongst one another. So I look forward to hopefully seeing you guys next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pope and Jacob. That was so awesome. They work amazingly together to help our students and our staff as a whole. So I'm just going to talk briefly about our support services. We know that middle school can be a trying time, and so sorry about my dog. A lot of families can feel nervous about sending their children to middle school, and a lot happens developmentally during those years. So we have you covered when it comes to support. So we have 2 full-time school counselors. So I work with 5th and 6th graders, and my co-counselor, Ms. Davis, works with 7th and 8th graders. We provide classroom counseling lessons. We lead small groups, meet with students individually, and just provide general academic and emotional support. We're super lucky that we have a full-time social worker at our school. So a lot of social workers are shared between lots of schools, but our admin really wanted to have a full-time social worker. So we put that in our budget, and she is amazing. She works with students and for individual counseling, and then she can help families with resources in the community. And we also have a Centerstone therapist who is contracted through Centerstone, which is a mental health providing service, and he is part-time at our school, and he can meet with students in and outside of school, and his name is Evan, and he is very awesome. Okay, Ms. Davis, you can go to our next slide. And I know we have ran really long, but we have a lot of info to cover, so I really appreciate you sticking with us. So just quickly, I had asked some of my students, just tell me in your own words why you love H.G. Hill, and they just really wanted to be a part of this. So a lot of things that they talked about was just the welcoming community that we have. That was a big theme that we saw. They love that we can help each other out. So if you just, we're recording this and we'll post it, but just, this is, it's easy to just see from teachers and staff what we think about H.G. Hill, but you've seen in the video, and you can see here that we do have a lot of amazing students that really love being a part of our community. So wanted to share that with you. So our last presentation before we do the question and answer, so we are really coming into the end. I really appreciate you guys. Miss Maggie is our Community Achieves site manager, and she is going to talk all about community school support, and then we'll go into our question and answer, and then we will let you go, and we thank you so much. All right, Miss Maggie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Miss Maggie, and I've been at H.G. Hill since 2012. I can't believe it. And I am the Community Achieves site manager. Community Achieves is a district-wide MNPS initiative that it's based on national framework of what's called community schools. And a community school is a structure that supports particular schools like H.G. Hill in this holistic way, like we've talked about. In metro schools, there's 33 Community Achieves sites. 2 of them are in the Hillwood cluster, which are H.G. Hill and Hillwood High School. So a lot of the great things that we've talked about tonight come from the structure of the community school model. And what it does is it wraps businesses, churches, neighbors, all kinds of people to help support the needs of the school. And I think maybe Ms. Officer has mentioned that Dr. Jones takes her budget money and she uses it to place people. Full-time social workers, extra teachers. There's definitely more teachers in 5th grade, so that kids coming into 5th grade make a good transition in smaller classes. So then Community Achieves in that model comes in to fill that gap to help our school grow in a bigger way. So there's 4 pillars of support that we operate on, and I'll tell you about those really quickly. Family engagement, which is things like we're doing tonight, all kinds of communication, social media, anything that falls under parent and students together, and it's just bringing parents and families into the school structure. College and career readiness is tutoring, mentoring, small groups that help students make academic gains in classrooms and on testing. These are the things that Ms. Baker and Ms. Murphy and I work on together. Health and wellness. This focuses on all aspects relating to physical, social, and emotional well-being of students. So this past year, for example, before the pandemic, you saw in our video, we did things like goat yoga, and our Oasis partner came in and did a bicycle program for us. So these are just things that make us better human beings. And then social services and adult development. And during the pandemic, this one's really been huge because we've gone out with our partners and they've stepped up for us in a big way. They've provided food, school supplies, diapers, clothing, gift cards, all kinds of things to people who are really struggling in the shutdown. So I want to wrap up before I turn it back over to Ms. Rucker for a question and answer, is to say that one of my roles at HG Hill is to take families on tours. And I've got two of my ambassadors, Cricket and Maylee, on the call tonight. And we love to take kids on tours and we just miss it so much. And Ms. Officer has done a great job of giving you an idea of what 5th grade looks like at HG Hill. And I want to say this to the parents that are on our call tonight, that jump from 4th to 5th grade is a scary jump. It's the biggest one people say that kids will make. And you're seeing in the rest of the MNPS pretty much all over except for Hillwood and Hillsborough, where 4th graders are going to stay in 5th grade in their elementary school. That's not going to happen in the Hillwood cluster. We're going to bring our kids into 5th grade, and it's based on the numbers and capacity of our elementary schools being able to handle it. But I want you to know sincerely that we promise you we will take such good care of your kids. We will protect them. We will keep them safe. We'll love them. We'll wrap our arms around them in every way when we're in person. And we saw on our video, and Dr. Northington spoke about this, how our 5th graders are very separate by themselves. They just don't hardly cross paths with our older kids. And we do that on purpose. Our school used to be an elementary school and it had those wings for elementary grades. And that really works well for a middle school. And we just want you to know that your kids are going to do great at HG Hill. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Rucker. I think we're going to have question and answer.
Thank you so much, Miss Maggie. So Miss Denise Rucker is our other assistant principal, and she is going to facilitate our question and answer. We have 2 8th grade ambassadors on the call, so you can speak with 2 students. We have Miss Cindy Hall, who has volunteered to be our parent voice. She has 2 current 7th graders and 1 former student. And we have a few HG Hill staff on the call, and then obviously our admin. So you can either raise your hand and use that function. I know a lot of you students know how to do that from class, or you can ask in the chat and we will let Miss Rucker facilitate that. So thank you so much.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad to see everyone on here. And so many great questions have already started in the chat. And I've tried to answer those and some others as we've gone along. But if you have a question at this time, please feel free, like she said, to raise your hand or write that in the chat. And again, I am Ms. Rucker, and I am the 6th and 8th grade principal. And I see one question: how do we sign up to go to the school? Yuling, I think that's your name. If you are already at one of our feeder schools, you will automatically roll over to our schools. We do have school option where you can go online if you are not already at one of those schools and apply. I believe that date is it February the 12th, I believe. You have to go online and sign up for the option. And again, that's available on the MNPS website.
Ms. Rucker, can I jump in? There are kids, I saw when I scrolled back up, there are some kids who go to Charlotte Park as an optional school, and those kids might not be zoned for us. So in that case, you need to fill out paperwork. You go into the Metro site. We're not, HG Hill is one of the last remaining actual zoned schools where people can't option into it. So if you're an optional student at Charlotte Park this year, we can help you with the paperwork you need to get signed to say, you basically just say, I want to stay with my friends and it's been great and we want to be at HG Hill, and we can help you do that.
Do you guys see any hands, or do we have any more questions? Any parents maybe? We have Miss Hall on the line and she can answer from a parent perspective. Don't be afraid. Open and honest here. Some students, you may want to ask some of our student ambassadors some questions as well. I know one thing that fifth grade is not used to when they get to middle school is that we do have a school resource officer. And sometimes that can seem a little bit scary for parents or students, but Officer Morris is his name, and he does a great job of trying to build relationships with the students. So it's not like just a scary officer there. He is in the building to help make sure that things run smoothly. We do have some events that may occur sometimes, or things that may happen outside of the building that we need a little bit of extra protection. But he is also over our program where some of you guys may have this in elementary school, where you do the Great or Dare program. And so he's able to do that in the building as well. And he helps collaborate with a lot of things around the building. And so we really appreciate having him and to help make sure that our school is safe all times of the day.
Ms. Rucker, this question's been answered in the chat, but I think we should go ahead and just say it out loud for the recording for future people. So Maria asked, when do you go to school? So maybe our school hours.
Okay. So yeah, our school hours are 8:55 to 3:55. So it's a little bit later than what you guys are used to in elementary school. Any other questions?
Miss Hall, would you mind just sharing, even if it's just a quick thing, about anything you've loved about having your kids at H.G. Hill?
Sure. Well, based on what Miss Maggie was saying, we were an optional family at Gower, and so we did the paperwork, and so our kids were all three. I have a 9th grader now at Hillwood, and 2 7th graders, but we're an optional family at H.G. Hill, and I've never once regretted that decision. My kids are with their friends from Gower, and I have always been so happy from 5th grade on with the teachers, the administration, the openness, the ability to walk in and ask questions. And it's just a very open atmosphere. And the administration and Miss Maggie, who I depend on a lot, I have really just appreciated having all of them. We view our schools as part of our family. So.
Thank you so much, Miss Hall.
Sure. Thank you for sharing that, Miss Hall.
I think you have one participant with their hand up, Miss Rucker. See.
When do we start school?
Do you mean next school year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sure the exact date, but it'll be the beginning of August sometime.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
And good luck, 4th graders that are going back to school next week. You know, some of you are going to be back in your building.
This is a quiet group.
Ms. Rucker, you have Maggie in the chat as sport club is a requirement, ? How is it assigned? So maybe how is related arts assigned?
How is related arts assigned? So if you do not sign up for like band or choir, which is our year-long commitment for the related arts, then you are put into a rotation. So each 9 weeks you will have another related arts. And if you're referring to sports, sports is not a requirement. You go once you are eligible as a 6th grader, you will go to tryouts and try out for that sport. And then if you make the team, then you are on that team. Someone else asked a question about fifth grade. We do have some fifth graders that have applied to be a team manager because they're not old enough to play the sport. And so, and that is a case by case basis. And some fifth graders are a little bit more mature and responsible than others. And coaches have taken them on as team managers. Sports, we have cheerleading, volleyball for girls, boys and girls track, boys and girls basketball, boys and girls soccer, football, wrestling. I think that was it. All right, it is 7 o'clock. We appreciate you guys hanging in here with us and staying on. If you have no more questions, we would like to thank you for coming out. We hope that you guys had a great evening and we answered all your questions. We're excited to have you as part of our Hill family next year. And if you have any questions, please follow up with our fifth grade counselor, Meredith Officer, at meredith.officer@mnps.org. Administration is also available to assist and answer any questions that you may have. And then don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook at our HG Hill Middle Prep and on Instagram at HG Hill Middle.
Thank you so much. We crammed a lot of information into an hour, and so we really appreciate you being here. We can't wait to have you next year. So yeah, have a great rest of your night. And if you think of anything else, just reach out to either your school counselor and they'll get you connected, or we've given you our contact info. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Próximo año. Así que tienes un gran...
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye bye bye.